Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Today is another episode of Relax and Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway. And today we are accompanied by a beautiful new guest, Diane Tipper. Diane is the founder and creator of SleepKeeper, the world's best pillow carrier for your pillow. Whether you are going away for a night or weeks at a time, having your own pillow brings you comfort and better sleep. So SleepKeeper is typically easily to roll and compact your pillow to 1/3 of its size, keeping it clean, compact, and portable. And it's available in Australia and internationally, and they make a great, unique gift for all family. What a great idea. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you, Ingrid. Happy to be here. And would you like to introduce? Oh, I'll introduce you to all my fellow followers, shall I?
Yes.
Here we go. He is Ingrid Galloway, and let me just find my little intro. Ingrid Galloway is the founder, relationship coach, and chief relaxation officer for Gayangn, which means heaven. She has been a relationship coach for 12 years and a spa therapist for 22 years. She practices from Gayangn in Sydney and from clients' homes, offices, hotel rooms, and online, and from retreat locations. Her work is always focused on stress, relaxation, and relationships, and always ready to look after loving and not so loving couples and broken, lonely-hearted singles. She does one-to-one coaching sessions, group workshops, virtual retreats, and in-person retreats. Welcome, Ingrid.
Thank you so much, Diane. Let's get into it. Why? Why do you do what you do? I'm always interested to know my guest why.
I literally fell into it, I have to say, Ingrid. But what has kept me going is hearing how much people really like the product, what a difference it's made for them to be able to bring their pillows. A lot of people with health issues or allergies that really do need to take their pillow everywhere with them. It's just made it so much easier for them to bring it along. So that really does spur me on, and I just love hearing all about that.
Wonderful. When did you discover this? When did you make your first prototype and then on your way to sell it?
Yeah, 2013. So it started there from just from a girlfriend's idea, really, and it's just slowly progressed from there.
Amazing. Who do you say that is your biggest customer base?
It's quite interesting. To begin with, it was a lot to do with women, but I'm actually finding men really a lot of more men customers coming out of the woodwork, really, because a lot of it there's a lot of men that actually would love to take their pillow, especially businessmen, but wearing a suit with a pillow tucked under their arms, not a good look. So they've unfortunately always had to leave it behind. But now they have the SleepKeeper, which will just literally roll up their pillow. And if they get a black one, no one knows it's their pillow. So they can easily take it with them and not show that they're carrying a pillow.
Be a bit discreet, but very, very functional, very practical. Men love practical stuff.
Yes. Very true, very true. And what about you? What got you into your business?
Yeah, so I was born in Indonesia, hence the name Kayangan, which came from ancient Javanese language. And I moved to Australia by the tender age of 21 to get married to my first husband. But unfortunately, my marriage didn't last. After 10 years, I had to let go of it after 3 attempts because it became an abusive relationship for 10 years. So it was very painful. However, in my self-healing journey, I went to several self-development seminars, went to a couple of therapists, went back to college to study counseling and life coaching. And straight away, I knew that I would be a coach, not a counselor. And my niche would be in relationship because I feel passionate and compassionate for people in similar sort of predicament. And then, because of that relationship, I gained depression, anxiety, not so nice stuff. And I am going through that, or I have been going through that. So from time to time, a couple of things sort of like come back. It's a journey. But then, I understand totally from hitting the rock bottom of, experiencing mental health issues and all this pain, that eventually I could actually come out of it. And then now, being married for 13 years to my second husband, hopefully my last husband, and having 2 kids. So yeah, we're happy. So happiness and a good relationship is possible even after, an abusive kind. Yes, that's why I would love to bring hope and inspiration to other people's relationship journey.
Yes, lovely. And you do it so many different ways as well. And I love the sound of the retreats. That sounds fantastic.
That's right. Yes. So I would like to know if you can share with us some tips, obviously, about sleep. Well, your product is SleepKeeper. So why do you think sleep is important? And maybe 3 tips on having a better sleep, ways that we can do better.
Yep. Look, sleep is so important. And I don't think a lot of us do give it the credit that it actually does deserve. I mean, when we are sleeping, we literally are mending ourselves from our minds, everything. We don't know it, but our internal body is actually trying to repair and relax and give us the energy and to keep going. So it is an extremely important thing. Also taking your pillow along, especially when you travel. When you find what happens is we lay our face on a pillow for 8 hours a night, every night. So our body and our muscles get used to laying that way. And when we go and travel, we sleep on a different pillow. So hence our neck's either further down, further up, depending on the pillow, but it's actually making the muscles not relaxing because they're moved in a different place. So hence why there's always that chance when you wake up, you might have headaches, you might have a sore neck or a stiff back. And majority of people actually put it down to the bed. And it's not, it's actually your pillow. And if you learn to take your pillow when you travel, your body still keeps that same line. And then you'll wake up more refreshed, you will sleep better. And hence that's a huge, big sleeping tips, especially when we go and travel, because we always want to wake up full of energy. So when you have a good night's sleep, you will think better, have energy, and the whole family's happy together. Yeah. One of the tips, I've got a really great tip here, and this really shows on how just even an hour can change the way your body copes with it. There is, did you know, just losing an hour, okay, so when our clocks, we lose an hour from daylight saving, our clocks go forward, back, they go forward, we lose that hour. The statistics on that, hospitals see a rise of 24% in heart attacks.
Ooh.
Just from that daylight saving pretty much every year because of us losing 1 hour's sleep.
Wow.
On the reverse, when the clocks go back and we gain an extra hour, the hospitals see a 21% decrease in the amount of heart attacks because the majority of people are getting that extra hour. So that is just a really good benchmark to see how even 1 hour can make a huge difference in our actual whole sleep pattern.
Oh my God, good luck to newborn parents.
Yes.
Will all of them get a heart attack because there's almost no sleep there?
That's right. And it's one thing too, another tip, you can't gain it back. It's not like you can't sort of go, okay, well, I'll just sleep, extra an hour for it, for another week. It just doesn't come back. So a great person, if anyone wants to read more or learn more about sleep, is Matthew Walker, and he is a professor of neuroscience, and he studies and has so much information on sleep. So that is, just Google him, and he has some YouTube information.
Wonderful. Matthew Walker. All right. Let's take note, people. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us about sleep?
Look, it is just really a routine. And a lot of us, even though we might have the routine, one thing is, and most of us have it, TV in the room. That would have to be one of the worst things, because your body is still wired and you're laying in bed. So if you can move the TV out and just treat your bed pretty much just for sleep, and your body knows once it lays down. Yeah, well, and maybe a few other things at times.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, so it just learns when you lay down, everything just relaxes and you drift off to sleep. So that's the biggest one. Yep.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that.
That's all right. Thank you. And you've obviously got a few tips on relationships that you can share with us.
Ooh, well, I give different tips for different people, different week. And today I would like to share some tips for single men. So for single men to help understand what women really want. It's a big question, isn't it? And this will help to increase the chances of having a deep and meaningful relationship with their dates. So obviously it's okay if you just want to have casual, like hookups, with someone from time to time. But if your intention is having a deep and meaningful relationship, maybe these 3 tips will be able to help you along the way. Number 1 is active listening. So listen to your date's whole story. Don't interrupt her with what you think is the solution to her problem, right? And then you paraphrase or reframe to check whether you get her story right. Because typically men like to solve a problem, all right? It's kind of like wired within their system, which I can understand. However, if you want to go deeper and more meaningful with your dates, definitely let her share her story. Don't interrupt. Don't think that, I must give a solution because she is obviously experiencing something bad or she's in trouble. Listening is what we appreciate very much as a woman, right? And then you paraphrase or you give it back to her to check whether her story is correct in your understanding, in your own word. Number 2 is higher level of awareness and emotional consciousness. Now, a lot of my single girlfriends, they said, Ingrid, my head's just dumbfounded that some single men just like to chat on a text, like say, hey, how are you? But then when we meet each other, when we start dating, they actually don't have anything to say apart from hello. So this is not making a very exciting date. So after a couple of dates, especially if your date is sharing the, for example, they're experiencing grief, maybe she just lost a family member or something like that. Don't just shrug it off and change the topic simply because it's an uncomfortable topic. You don't know how to react or you don't know how to process grief yourself. Don't just shrug it off and change the topic. Perhaps you can give her a hug, give her comfort and say, I can only imagine what you're going through right now. It must be painful, right? So you are actually connecting with her on an emotional level and check in with her maybe the next day or the next 2 days, if she is okay. And women will definitely appreciate when you feel vulnerable yourself, when you can open up to her, right? Not just like this brick wall.
Yes.
So yeah, that's higher level of awareness, being aware of what she may be going through right now and connect with her on an emotional level. Number 3, I reckon you're gonna like this, man, because it's talking about intimacy. Now, do you think women want sex? Do you think women want orgasm? Hell yeah. But don't go there on your first date well, except you only want a casual relationship, you don't want a deep and meaningful and long-term relationship. If you want a long-term relationship, then you can take your time, build the intimacy, because men and women are wired differently. We want intimacy, not just like go bam, thank you, ma'am. So when the time is right, then go for it with consent, that is. So there you go, people. Those are my 3 tips.
Lovely, lovely. Great tips, Ingrid.
Thank you. Now, people, we come to the fun part of the podcast. Diane gave me a couple of statements. Let's see which one is true and which one is false. She said, I am a black belt in karate. And number 2, I live in a household with 5 cats. Just wondering whether she can chop somebody with her bare hands, or is she a crazy cat lady? I will guess that number 1 is true. You are a black belt in karate. Is that right?
That is correct. That is correct. And my dream would be to be at that crazy cat lady.
Yes. Is there any story behind that?
Well, I started in my early 20s and did it for 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the best and hardest things I've ever done in my life, but thoroughly enjoyed it for mind and body, I have to say. It was,
amazing. Fantastic. So people, don't mess with Diane.
That's right. That's right.
She can pop you with her bare hands.
All right, so I've got a couple of Ingrid's too, which is going to be quite interesting. We've got Ingrid's husband had to pay a $5,000 COVID lockdown fine. Wow, now that's really happening at the moment, isn't it? Number 2 is Ingrid's husband tried to avoid paying a $5,000 COVID lockdown fine. Well, I have to think about that because even if he may have got that $5,000 COVID fine, I'm sure he actually really did try to avoid paying it. So that's the one I'm guessing that possibly is true.
Which one? Number 2?
Number 2, yep.
Number 2 is correct.
So where was he?
Oh gosh. In his dream, he went to the pub with his friends, and then suddenly he realized, oh, I'm supposed to be at home. Downtime. And then in his dream, he tried to go the alleyway, tried to avoid police and avoid that $5,000 fine. Because in our area, in our LGA, the fine is very strict at the moment. The police is very strict at the moment. Yeah, they're just fining people left, right, and center for, I think someone said 2 guys were exercising at 2 a.m. in the morning. I thought, what? And they got fined. It's like exercising at 2 a.m. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting how, you watch TV and then in your sleep, your brain start to process things, and then he dreamt this one, going to a pub but try to avoid the $5,000 fine.
Yes. Well done.
So Diane, we come to our last question. What do you do to either relax or add raunchiness into your relationship?
To relax, well, we do actually both like kayaking, so we do actually go out kayaking quite a bit, and and a few bushwalks, and I'd have to say we both have e-bikes, and so we get on our e-bikes and go for nice rides. So yeah, that's what we pretty much do for our relaxation. Well, that's a little bit tight at the moment because of COVID, but that's all right. We still do it around home.
Yeah. So you have some beautiful piece of nature that you can go to and exercise that way?
Yes, we do. We have the bush and the dam near us, so it's lovely.
Oh, beautiful. Very lucky. Very blessed.
Yes.
Great. right. So people, we come to the end of the podcast. If you like this podcast, please go to YouTube and hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ingrid Galloway. And if you would like to connect with Diane and get this beautiful SleepKeeper, they come in various colors. So you can select your one for a gift for your family members or friends or yourself. How do people connect with you, Diane?
Yes, they can just through my website, which is sleepkeeper.com.au. And purchase online, and it's all free delivery in Australia and a flat rate fee for international.
Amazing, wonderful. And people, if you would like to ask more questions about relationship, you can go to my website and request a free half-an-hour chat with me. So let's see if I can support you in the relationship coaching journey, or just simply have a chat. Reach out if you feel especially down, either during the lockdown or beyond. So there you go, people. I hope you enjoy this podcast. I've been having a lot of fun with Diane. I hope you are too, Diane.
Yes, been very enjoyable, Ingrid. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and have a great day, people. Next week, we'll see you again with a new guest. Thank you and keep well.
Bye.